This is Jeff Bacon with the DIY podcast, DIY Writer Podcast. Sorry, I screwed that up. Anyway, today I have Rachel Rener. She's a lovely author who has got a book coming out October 27th. You can pre-order it now if you jump on Amazon real quick. It's The Girl Who Talks to Ashes.
Thanks,
Rachel.
Jeff.
How you doing today?
Great. Before we start, I just want to let you know that just because I'm sitting in front of our dry bar and it's the middle of the day doesn't mean I'm a drunk. And we should get going. You ready?
Absolutely. Perfect. All right. I'm going to go ahead and crack mine open too, so we can make sure this is a really...
No, we need to do that with D.W. Hawkins, right? We're going to do our drunk podcast.
You know, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
You know, I actually mentioned you in the podcast I did with him just before.
Oh.
And I actually, he's a big fan of yours, and
I'm a big fan of his.
You know, he's got a question for you, actually, as a statement and an accusation, but we'll get into that in just a little bit. Let's talk about The Girl Who Talks to Ashes.
Yeah, let's do it. I wasn't planning on publishing it just yet. It was going to come out in spring. So it's been a frenetic past few days, so to speak. But I was convinced by my editor that it's perfect for the season and that I need to publish it now or I'm an idiot. So here it is.
There it is.
It'll be out like you saw on the 27th. Nice and creepy and spooky. It's technically young adult, but beta readers have told me that that's probably underselling it a little bit because there's some pretty dark and sophisticated concepts in there. It just so happens that one of the main characters is 16.
I read your book blurb and immediately I bought the pre-order.
Oh, you're amazing. Thank you.
I loved it. If I can just read the first part of it. It is a 15-year-old Willow is terrified of her new baby. Lila, who has a particular form of epilepsy. Every time Lila's eyes glaze over, terrible things happen. Flowers shrivel, food goes to rot, even Willow's long auburn hair turns to stark white. But it's the death in the family of the family cat that becomes the last straw. In the middle of the night, Willow and her mother dump the infant at a fire station 2 towns over and are never heard from again.
Now, see, if you were an audio narrator, I would just, do you want to narrate my next audiobook? Because that was great. That was stellar. Yeah. I was at the edge of my seat.
Well, I tell you what, it just gets better. And as I read it, it's like, I need to read this because number one, what a phenomenal idea. I mean, a kid with epilepsy and the magic, I just like, holy crap. My first thought is I'm an idiot because I should have came up with that. That's beautiful. How the hell did you come up with that? And the second thing is it has me right at the beginning. So, I mean, it's awesome.
Thanks, Jeff. Yeah, it came to me in a dream, which doesn't normally happen. My dreams are usually like just commonplace, having conversations with people, crossing the street, getting hit by a car, usual anxiety dreams. But one night I had a dream where I had a headache and started having a seizure and really strange things started happening in the dream. And I woke up and I said, I need to write this down. And like a week later, I was 10 or 15,000 words in and Lila was born, literally.
Wow.
Yeah.
Literally.
So I actually I don't normally do creepy things. And this isn't like a horror book by any means, although it sort of flirts with that genre. But I'm a baby. Like I read one Stephen King book, couldn't read anymore. I close my eyes when anything scary comes on TV. So when I was writing this, there were 1 or 2 times where actually I creeped myself out and I had to go turn on all the lights in the house because I'm a total wimp. So I don't know where this came from. I think I was possessed or something.
I don't know, but I don't know where it came from, but if the blurb is any kind of a preview to what the book is, it's going to be awesome.
Quite literally, it is a preview. Yeah. So thank you. I can't get past this thing you said about DW having something for me. Like, I feel like I can't do this interview. I'm like on pins and needles because that guy's nuts in the best way.
Absolutely. He is. So what, you want me to tell you about it right now?
Yeah, we should probably get it out of the way.
Probably get it out of the way. Yeah. So anyway, the girl who talks to ashes. Just kidding. So on the podcast, we're talking about your book blurb, obviously, and we are talking about we brought you up. I just said that you're coming on the show here, and he started telling stories, which was really odd.
DW never tells stories.
He never tells
what
stories.
What a strange thing.
It really
Super out of character.
It really is. And so he said, you know, the one thing that I want to, he wants to point out is he evidently has some sort of evidence or whatever that you killed a polar bear in Alaska. Then you burned a tire right next to the dead body. And evidently you killed it with your bare hands. And there's an oil spill right next to it. And you did all of this just to melt an iceberg. And I'd like to know what your response is to this.
You know, I didn't think anyone was there to capture that on film.
Okay.
And seeing as I went out of my way to kill anyone who did have a camera in the vicinity, I guess I just want to say to DW, where's your evidence? Where's your evidence?
It's right next to his pictures of you clubbing baby seals. But
shit. Damn it. My facade of being an animal lover has just exploded.
Yep. It's gone.
You know what? The motherfuckers left a bad review. What could I do? Right? Seals don't like my books, so I didn't need the negative press.
Screw them. We're going to kill all their babies then.
Right? Who likes baby seals anyway?
I know. They're not cute or anything.
Ow. Now, scorpions, on the other hand, those are great.
They are.
I'm just kidding. If a scorpion came anywhere near me, I'd be screaming like a banshee.
Well, there in Colorado, you probably don't have a whole lot of scorpions, I wouldn't think. Do you?
No, I was rock climbing once and my hand went right on a scorpion and then I screamed like a banshee and I fell down.
I probably would too.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it was from like 12 feet high. So I had a bruise on my ass for weeks.
So a burning question I know all the listeners are wondering about. What does screaming like a banshee sound like?
I don't want any lawsuits. I feel like it's damaging.
You know what I mean? Okay.
The microphone's right here and glass breaks.
Oh,
you know,
sure.
Dogs cry. So
yeah. All right.
Maybe when we're not on a podcast.
We'll skip that. Yeah, it sounds awesome. So you have an
Yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to this when I've actually knocked half of a bottle back. It's going to be great.
It really is. You know,
it will change the internet and YouTube as we know it.
I am guessing that you, me, and DW on one podcast together will probably either be the beginning or the end of the show. I'm not sure which.
I feel like
either one I'm okay with.
Chance. Yeah, it's a 50-50 chance. At least if you go out, you'll go out with a ginormous expletive-filled bang.
Yeah, probably very much so, along with lawsuits and everything else, and probably some bad press, and my, of course, article in the National Enquirer will be right up there too.
Hey, any press is good press.
Really?
I've been told.
Oh, okay.
I feel like you were going to ask a good, serious question before the silliness just evolved into insanity.
It's not that kind of a show.
That's why I agreed to join.
Oh,
as
cool.
soon as I saw Jeff Bacon is doing podcasts, I was like, sign me up.
Yeah.
Every day of the year. I mean, nobody would want to see that, but I would want to see you.
Most people are like, who the fuck is he?
Can I ask you about your last name?
Sure.
I don't think I need to clarify that anymore. I mean, what's the nationality? Where does that come from? If you married somebody with the last name Eggs, would you make a press release?
I'm not sure, but I have to hyphenate my name.
Oh, that would be so great. I had a hamster, 3 hamsters once. They were Bacon, Eggs, and Romeo.
That's
Side
really
note.
Cool. Yeah. My last name, English. It basically comes from England. I mean, not that big of a deal. It is my real last name. I didn't make it up. I am 6 degrees separated from Kevin Bacon.
Cool.
Yeah, I know.
What about Sir Francis Bacon?
Actually, he's a distant relative in the old family tree, which is, luckily, it has branches and it's not just straight up.
So you have noble blood. You're a noble heritage. You could go and buy land in, where was Francis Bacon from? England?
England, yeah.
You could go buy land in England.
Actually, you know, that's the other branch is nobility. My branch is kind of the oh, that guy. Oh shit. Yeah, that those Bacons had to go over to the United States because we didn't want them over here anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were kicked out, in other words.
I can tell you what, my mother is big into history and the history of the family and everything. You know, she listens to this, she's going to be like, "Oh my God, you have that completely wrong. We are noble." And
Oh,
no.
sorry, Mrs. Bacon. Your fault.
Well, you know, we'll see. Joe probably whip out the family tree and text me 5,000 times. "This is what you are." You know, but yeah, I appreciate you bringing that up. That'll be there's my weekend now. Just kidding.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, Mom. Anyway,
my weekend is clubbing seals. If it makes you feel any better, some of them got away.
No, well, that, you know, they deserve that because they left you so many bad reviews. Yeah. You know, that's one of the things I love about the conversations with you and Hawkins or whatever. They just kind of go all over the place. You know, it's entertaining to me, at least, hopefully somebody else, but
that was a really nice compliment. I'm sure a lot of people would completely disagree and say that we're nut jobs, but I appreciate that very much coming from you.
Well, you have to be a nut job to be an author.
Yeah, you really do.
I mean, realistically,
really
if you don't have some psychotic tendencies, then you really can't write good.
If anybody ever checked my search history,
oh, here we go.
I would not only go to jail, but I would go to a federal prison so fast. There have been a couple times where I felt the need to go on, you know, incognito mode. And there was one or two searches where I was like, I can't do this on incognito. I'm just gonna have to use my imagination. Yeah.
My thought process and for the stuff I write is, if there's ever a serial killer within the vicinity of where I live, my guess is the cops will be at my door right away going, "Mr. Bacon, we need to talk to you downtown right now."
Yeah. So I haven't actually picked up one of your books yet because I'm a schmuck. And I've been really busy. Do you have serial killers in your books, or what sort of disturbing things have you had to look up to warrant the cops, you know, having you on their watch list?
In my books, there's a lot of violence, and there's a lot of you know, hiding bodies in certain ways. I think.
My favorite.
Yeah, well, you know, I think the best one was when the guy chops up 3 or 4 people, and it's 3 people, I think. No, I'm sorry, it's 2. I'm sorry.
I can't remember what I write either. No, yeah. Honestly, I can't.
I just remember the scene where he, his mentor teaches him how to dismember bodies and dispose of them using a pig lot.
Oh.
Yeah, it's that kind of stuff.
Interesting.
You know,
pig lot. I wonder if is that like Carol Baskin and like her husband and the tigers eating it? Did you have the misfortune of watching that series?
I didn't watch that series because everybody's like, "Oh my God, did you see this? This is so stupid." You know, but I did post a lot of memes about Carol Baskin and that she did it, but unfortunately, that's
just kind of regurgitating memes, not really sure exactly what you post the best memes.
I knew about her because my daughter was watching it, and actually, you know what? I did watch like 4 or 5 episodes, and I had to shut it off. Now I think.
So you didn't watch the 6-episode series, just 4 or 5 of it?
Just 4 or 5 of it, yeah. I think I kind of meandered in and out of it as she was watching them.
Yeah, my condolences.
Like, I got better shit to do with my time than to watch these jokers.
Yeah, it was this awful car crash with like limbs just going all over the place and blood splattered all over the window, and I couldn't tear my eyes away from it. And then when I was done, I felt dirty. You know what I mean? Like I needed to like take a shower because it was such a waste of time. Yeah, I'd like to say that I spend most of my time watching like, you know, documentaries and stuff, and from time to time I do, but yeah, we have to edit this part out. I don't want anyone knowing that I saw that. Change the subject.
My editor's broke, but we'll see what happens. So what's on the watch list for Rachel? What do you watch? I mean, part of being an author is you read a lot of books and you watch a lot of, whatever. So what do you watch?
Tentacle porn. No, I'm just kidding.
Tentacle porn, yeah.
I did live in Japan, and that's a real thing, just to get that out there. The last really good thing I watched, I want you to imagine it while I'm talking now.
Yeah.
They're big tentacles too.
Big
so
tentacles.
The last thing that I watched that was really good was The Great, which is like 99% fictional retelling of Catherine the Great. But it had, what's his name? The guy who played the blue dude on X-Men, Holt is his last name. I'm terrible with actor names. Okay, well, the blue dude who plays the Beast on X-Men.
Right, and he was also Frasier on like Cheers, and he had a show called Frasier.
No, the younger one. I'm sorry, X-Men Revamped.
I'm sorry, I'm much older than you. Yes, okay, that guy. I have no idea who that is. Who is that youngster?
Something Holt. Anyway,
Holt, okay.
He played, Peter the Great, and even though it was 98% fictionalized with like 2% of actual facts thrown in, it was really, really, really good.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. So definitely recommend that. Apart from that, we're in quarantine right now, and also we have raging forest fires outside. So I feel like all I've been doing is writing and watching TV. So I don't really want to talk about TV because I just get sad. But we had snow today. So you can actually see the sky and it doesn't look like a raging apocalypse out the window.
I tell you, I'm in Wisconsin, so we get.
I couldn't tell by your accent.
I don't have an accent. You do. Anyway. The skies every now and then, depending on when the wind blows, we get a little bit of that, ash up in the air and hazy. Ashes, pretty interesting. And not only that, but I heard there's a girl that talks to them. But
all the time.
It's weird. It's a weird way to, go ahead and promote your book again. Buy it. It's on Amazon. Pre-order.
Okay.
October 27th.
I have to tell you, I woke up and it was the #1 new release today.
And
I've never had an orange flag, Jeff, ever.
Really?
Yeah, my book was right next to A Wrinkle in Time.
Wow.
It's crazy. I know it's a mistake, and I may or may not have hacked Amazon to do that, but nevertheless, I was very excited, which is one of the reasons why I'm a little,
It doesn't matter if it's a mistake or not. You have the screen capture on Facebook. So
I screen captured the crap out of it.
Yeah,
let everyone know I had a little #1 orange flag next to my name for, I don't know, however long it's been.
Which genre is that #1 in? I'll look real quick.
Let's see. It's young adult time travel.
Yep. Cool. Yeah, you're right up there. Holy cow. And
it'll never happen again.
What's that?
It'll never happen again.
No, actually, you can do this every time as long as you pick your genre, like Swedish cookbooks or something like that.
I saw that. I saw one. It was like #1 in like Jewish and werewolf cookbooks for the lonely, crazy cat ladies. And It's been #1 for decades.
Yeah.
Decades.
Yeah. And then there's somebody going, I was a bestseller.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Until I actually hit #1 in the entire category for a while, I'm not going to use the title. But I'll feel it.
You'll
right
feel
here in my sternum.
You'll get a t-shirt printed up, won't you? I'm a best-selling author.
I'm sorry. And what t-shirt are you wearing, Scooby-Doo?
Yeah, I got my Scooby-Doo one.
I completely interrupted you. We were talking about Wisconsin.
I don't think we were.
And ashes.
Ashes.
And then I did my shameless plug.
Yeah. Shameless plugs are completely allowable here, so don't worry about it. After all, we're selling books.
Some of us. You.
Not me, you. Yes.
You're a veteran. I have so much respect for veterans in this industry because I've written 4 books and I already want to tear all my hair out. This is a wig. This isn't real hair. I have just little sprouts of hair. I have less hair than you. And I've only written 4. And you've been in this industry for such a long time. Like, I don't know.
I've only been here for 6 months.
No, really?
No, really. Nah.
Okay. When did you start?
I started with the name Jeff Bacon about 2 years ago.
And you were writing under a different name before then?
Yes.
Are we allowed to know, or
Nope.
is it okay? Nope. We're like dead naming if we do.
Well, yeah, because those are all basically porn books. They're reverse harem.
Tentacle.
Tentacle porn. Yeah, it's just ugly, and they weren't very well written, and neither are my new ones. But
can you hear that?
Yes.
I'm so sorry. Do you know what that is?
Sounds like some sort of a bird.
That is my cockatoo in the other room, who is going through a little bit of a phase right now, and is angry that I'm not with him at every single moment. We're gonna have to edit this out.
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
Here's the thing about this editing thing is that we're kind of doing a conversational piece here. That if I edit something out, it makes it look a little odd, and it just doesn't sound natural.
Well, then your viewers / listeners get to listen to the sonorous, beautiful lullaby sounds of my asshole bird who wants to use me as his girlfriend. I'm gonna go. I have to go shut him up. I'm so sorry. So if this is edited, let everybody know it's kosher and it just has to do with a bird.
We'll just pause this for a minute and pick back up. No big deal.
Sounds good.
All right. And we're back. And Rachel has taken care of her cockatoo.
It was not violent, I promise. It was an almond. There was no rotisserie chickens.
Oh, shoot. One thing that I think is funny is we kind of met through a Facebook group.
Yep.
The Indie Fantasy Addicts. And
best group
you guys
ever.
Like fantasy. This is the only place to be.
Why would you go anywhere else?
I'm not sure, really. I mean, it would make no sense to me. And I don't know, the administrators there are awesome. And they're always throwing up interesting books that you can see as a reader and different things to pick up, and they do a really good job of helping indie authors.
Yeah, they do
promote themselves. They really do. Except for this particular one where there was a post, I think it was yesterday or whatever, where they started. I think the first comment is "What the fuck." The book titled "The Haunted Vagina." Did you see that?
Oh my God. I saw it as a post in passing, and someone, it was DW. He made a post and he was like, what, that was about my ex-wife or something. So I didn't actually take the time, because as you know, I'm a best-selling author now. I didn't actually take the time.
You're very busy, yes.
To read it. Can you tell me a little bit more about this haunted, vaginally related story?
Sure. It's difficult to love a woman whose vagina is a getaway for to the world of the dead. This is the book description.
Getaway to the world of what?
It's difficult to love a woman whose vagina is a getaway to the world of the dead.
Oh.
Kind of makes you wonder how big it is. But anyway, Steve is madly in love with his eccentric girlfriend, Stacy. Unfortunately, their sex life has been suffering as of late because Steve is worried about the odd noises.
No, coming from the vagina?
Coming from Stacy's pubic region.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this is a published book, really.
Are you on Goodreads? Can you read some of the reviews? Like I'm in this right now.
You're in this right now.
I am like, let's go down this rabbit hole or this vagina hole, whatever it is. Let's go down it.
Funny, I'm not sure where this came from. But it does have 480 reviews, 2,037 ratings, and it's rated at a 3.49.
That's better than some like best-selling, like traditionally published books.
I know.
Holy crap. That's better than like some of the Wheel of Time books, I think. Oh my God.
Who the hell? Okay. Well, whatever floats your boat, but
So
oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. No. It gets better. It gets better. Ready?
Oh, please.
All right. So he stopped at the odd noises coming from Stacy's pubic region. She says that her vagina is haunted. Dun, dun, dun. But she doesn't think it's a big deal. All right. So
I want to remind you before I go on our next tangent.
Yeah.
That this is your fault. You take us down this rabbit hole, and I take no responsibility for the failure of your show. Okay. I'm going to read you an excerpt from a book, which people are not sure is farcical or not.
Oh,
okay.
Hang on just a second. I need to read you this next part before we go on to another tangent.
Oh, please.
Okay. Get all serious here.
Yeah.
When a living corpse climbs out of her during an awkward night of sex.
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, when a living corpse climbs out of her, which would be Stacy's vagina, during an awkward night of sex.
Okay, now I really am opening this. I'm actually opening the rum. It's 12:45 in the afternoon.
That's okay. Holy shit.
Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be good for marketing later. Please continue.
Stacy learns that her vagina is actually a doorway to another world.
I can't. What?
Yeah.
For the comfort of myself, are these miniature zombies, or are we talking like full size jumbo? Like, what are we talking about?
I have no idea. I guess you have to read the book.
I'm not normally speechless, but I got nothing to say. I got nothing to say.
Okay. Okay, she persuades Steve. I'm sorry, I can't do this.
I've got terrible stuff to share too, so if you can't find it in yourself to keep going.
I can't stop laughing. She persuades Steve to climb inside her. They're exploring the strange world. Shit. Oh.
I'm going to buy this book, and I'm going to read this book, and you're going to read this book, and we're going to talk about this book when we're shit-faced.
Jesus. Oh, but once inside, he finds it really difficult to return, especially since he meets an oddly attractive woman inside his girlfriend's vagina. Holy crap.
Can I say a safe word? Did we establish a safe word before this started?
Oh,
I'm now establishing a safe word, Jeff, and it's Vespa.
Vespa? Okay.
Like Princess Vespa from Spaceballs, and I'm using my safe word.
All right, Vespa. Are you saying it now and I should stop?
I am unequivocally shouting Vespa at you.
All right. Well, just one more thing. An attractive woman named Fig who lives within the lonely haunted world between Stacy's legs.
Oh my gosh. This is really bad. This is really bad.
It's really bad. Yeah. All right.
I said my safe word. I said my safe word.
You did.
So
okay.
I'm going to read you an excerpt now. And remember, you have a safe word. You just let me know when you want me to stop. Of a romance novel that's called Rough and Ready.
Rough and Ready. Okay.
Yeah. Are you ready? Okay.
I'm rough and ready.
Her long hair still wet from the shower, had been combed down her back in a wet manner. Hilda was sitting on the floor, her round, wet boobs still wet from the shower's water. She dried off the water with a towel, which then became wet.
Was it wet?
Yeah. Hilda gasped when she saw a reflection in her bedroom mirror. Through the slightly open door, she caught a glimpse of the chiseled abs and square jaw of the mysterious stranger who shared her cabin. Now, if that's fine, that's kind of what you expect to see in romance novels. But this mention throbbing meat and meat wands.
Uh-oh.
The cockatoo's getting excited.
So you're talking about meat and a cockatoo. That's funny.
The throbbing meat wand. And there are galloping abs in here too that are getting him really excited. But you know what? I'm going to save this from when we have DW and we're both all drunk.
Okay, that sounds good. That sounds actually good. I just really appreciate the overuse of the word wet. You can only, you can't use that word too much.
It keeps going.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
I wonder if maybe we should call this deliciously terrible podcast to an end so I can go make rotisserie chicken.
You're not enjoying yourself?
I am enjoying myself great. I am enjoying you great. I'm just thinking about your poor listeners.
Oh, I think they might enjoy it. You don't overestimate my my listeners. They like this, maybe. Some of them do, maybe not.
You got it. It's your funeral, or rather I should say your podcast funeral.
Yeah, it's just that and certain people listen to this at the end of the day and they'll be like, what the hell were you doing? I don't know.
And now I'm forever going to be known as the crazy bird lady. So, I mean, I'm already known as that in my neighborhood. I was hoping to keep that from the internet.
Do they put that on your mailbox? Crazy bird lady, do not enter, or something like that?
Yeah, we actually have like caution tape around our house.
That's awesome. So you've written other series before. Getting back to the podcast.
You don't want to hear more about like Torolf's galloping abs and the throbbing meat wand that he does something with to Hilga? Because it's actually Torolf and Hilga.
Really?
Yeah, but
no, please go ahead. Yeah.
No, I actually really think I'm going to save this for DW because I kind of want to make him squirm.
Well, good luck at that. You just went mute.
It's because I was yelling a bad word at my bird. I was like, shut up.
Shut the fuck up.
Excuse me, I'm going to go on mute so I can cough once.
That's perfect. Did you get that all out and cleared up?
It might be COVID. I might have to go on mute and cough some more.
Okay. Yeah. Shut up. All right. Do you want to go give him another almond? Okay. Let's go. Let's pause this one more time for the listeners and go ahead and give him an almond.
Yeah, let me go clear my throat. I'll be right back.
Absolutely. Hang on. And Rachel is back from dealing with her dirty cockatoo.
I was telling Jeff he lived a nice long 13 years, but
right. And
podcasts have to happen.
Podcasts have to happen, no matter what the circumstances or the sacrifices.
I miss him.
So anyway, back to the whole authoring thing or whatever. You have, and it's actually your website is the LIGHTNINGConjurer.com, and that's actually the other series that you have, correct?
Yeah, I just recently turned my Lightning Conjurer series page into an author Rachel Rener page because as much as I seem outgoing and a little bit drunk here, I really kind of prefer the attention to go on the books.
Yeah.
But now that I have, new series coming out, so yeah, there is a Lightning Conjurer website, and then there's also my Facebook website, which I do the most activity on. And
okay.
And yes, I have a book here This is the, yeah.
Just happen
First
to
in my
have this on
series.
the
Well, they're littered all over my house.
absolutely.
With several in every room, just in case I can, you know, like put on a video call or something.
Just to remind your hubby that, damn it, I'm an author.
He's my biggest fan. I'm really grateful for my hubby. He doesn't need reminding.
Oh, okay. Well,
He has a lot more faith in me than I do.
well,
So,
you know, I think that's part of being an author is like, I suck. And somebody
right?
else telling you know what? You don't.
The imposter syndrome is real.
It really is. It really
Yeah.
is. And you don't feel like you're actually doing it until you've published and you're like, okay, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. And, you know,
Yep.
it's that whole.
Sometimes even after you publish, sometimes, you know, and every once in a while you'll get that comment that's like, so how's your writing hobby going? And it's like, oh, the hobby that I spend 60 hours a week doing,
Right.
that hobby,
That hobby.
it's going great. Thanks for asking. But yeah, no, I think as much as I love this upcoming book, it's really different from the Lightning Conjurer series. It's told in third person. It's creepy. It's very, very different, like interwoven, merging timelines. But I think the Lightning Conjurer will always sort of be my darling. It was my debut novel, and I really, I don't know. It's close to
You
my
never
heart.
forget your first.
You never forget your first. It's
Right.
true. And you know, this was kind of, I like sort of the overpowered main character trope. So Aspen is the heroine in my series, and it is true that she kind of falls into that like almost like Sailor Moon, like just super strong character, but she's flawed and she's anxious and she's lonely and she's not just good at everything she does. I don't particularly love the term Mary Sue. She's definitely not one of those, but I just love that, you know, she's just somebody who's so multifaceted and she grows a lot during the series. And it was just so much fun for me to write. So yeah, if you like magical realism and sort of contemporary fantasy that's told in first person, this is a good series for you. If you don't, stay the hell away because you won't like it.
You know, it's I hear this from a lot of authors that I talk to, but you know, it's the people that this isn't the book I wanted to read, but I read it anyway. I'm going to 1-star you, or you know, something stupid like that, or you know, it's like
if you were so tormented by the first book, like if it offended you so much that you gave it a 1-star review, which to me is like, I would only give a 1-star review if it was like a half finished book, or if there were typos all over the place, or if, you know what I mean? But like, if you hated it that much to give it 1 star, why the fuck are you picking up the sequel? Like, seriously, are you a masochist? Are you a sadist? Because you just want to like feather my page with 1-star reviews? Like, well,
you know,
I never got that.
And then, yeah, in the second book, they'll go, I hated this one too.
And then I pick the third book.
Okay. Awesome. Can't wait for your next review.
Why? So I mean, I'm full on ADD. I mean, like diagnosed brain scans and everything. And I tell you what, if I don't like a book, I can't finish it. I mean, I give books 100 pages on a good day. And if it doesn't have me by then, I'm done with it, because life is too short to read books that you don't enjoy. So I just wonder, like, number one, how do they have the patience? And number two, what's sort of the driving factor of, I'm going to read 3 books in a row from the same author that I hate, and I know I'm going to keep hating?
I have a friend who has a theory on that.
Yeah, tell me.
These people are failed writers, and they just love to bash the shit out of anybody who's actually published.
Psychologically, I mean, I could see that.
Yeah. And I just tell them, well, whatever makes you sleep at night. Some people just hate, you know.
Yeah, that is true. I do think some people kind of feed off of that.
Yeah.
But, you know, we're lucky for all of the readers we have who are just
absolutely
freaking awesome.
I would say anybody who is going to write a review, and if it's going to be a bad review, as an author, I'd like something constructive.
Yes.
So I can fix it. I mean, if you
Yeah.
truly have an argument with the book or the storyline, the editing,
Tell me.
the pager or
Yeah.
the cover, book blurb, whatever, tell me.
Yeah.
Then I can improve.
Right.
But
it's those people who just like dive bomb the 1-star ratings with like no commentary. I'm like, no, tell me what you hated. I want to know.
Right,
I
exactly.
want to know. Yeah.
It's like when you read reviews for products or something like that, and there's that one person that well, I really thought the product was going to start off good, but then I dropped it in the toilet and it didn't work anymore.
Even better, this was supposed to come 3 days ago and it didn't. So I'm giving it a 1-star review. The package it came in was damaged by the post office, so I'm giving it 1 star.
I'm a part of a group that writes anthologies.
Oh, cool.
And the first anthology that we put out was called The Winds of Winter.
Cool name.
And yeah, I mean, it was really cool. And it came out way before George Martin came out and said, I'm going to name the next Game of Thrones The Winds of Winter. It's like almost a year later, and he's like, this is my title. I mean, it's fine, George, if you want to copy us, we're okay with that. But what's happening is that also bots, on the bottom of
the Amazon.
Yeah. These books are usually bought together, and it's our anthology and then 2 other Game of Thrones books, and people are buying all 3. And then they like 1 star, you're like, this isn't the book I wanted. This is not George R. Martin.
No, just return it. Just return it.
You can do whatever you want with that. You can read it. You can return it. You can do whatever you want. But, the fact is that you bought something without reading who it's actually from,
My favorite 1-star review of all time was a woman. And, if you read the back of my book, it's very clear that this is magical, fantasy, anything you can. I mean, the title's called The Lightning Conjurer. I don't know any people who can do that without magic, right? Unless you're playing with like a, one of those Van de Graasse, whatever, lightning spheres. So her comment was, I didn't like the character. She was stupid. And I also thought it was really stupid that she had magical powers. And I was like, but the blurb, but the cover, but the title, it's a magical girl story. And you don't like that she's magic? Come on. And then she was like, and I didn't appreciate that there was romance. It's like, but it says it's under like contemporary romantic fantasy. What are you doing? And I couldn't help it. I've never done this again. I didn't reach out to her, but I just was curious to see what else she had reviewed.
Yeah.
To see if it was like a fluke thing or she, right. It was all cat toys. It was my book followed by cat toy, cat chow, cat toy, cat tuna fish.
Well, that explains everythering.
It
Just give her a
all
mulligan.
the explanation I needed to feel slightly better. She gave a lot of them 1 stars. And one of them, I swear to God, Jeff, the packaging was ruined by the post office.
Okay. Okay.
My favorite review by far.
The one thing that I've been kind of waiting on, I mean, this podcast that we're doing is just starting off, and I haven't even really launched it yet. I'm just kind of producing content and everything, is what the ratings will be, and thumbs up, thumbs down on YouTube, or whatever.
I'm giving you a thumbs down for sure.
I would too, because you know what, damn it. And been through this long enough to where a lot of people, it's like, I don't care what your comments are. I'm just doing this, and I think that's the way it is for a lot of creatives, artists, whatever, with the book.
Skin.
Yeah. But on the other hand, if you have something creative to say, like I say too much, or I clear my throat too much, or whatever.
I talk about tentacle porn too much.
Well, this is the second podcast that's come up on. So
no kidding. Who was the first?
Oh, who do you think?
He brought up tentacle porn.
He did. He brought up tentacle
porn.
My
soul brother. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't realize you guys had that in common, but
you
I personally
dirty perv. I love you. You make sure, Jeff, you make sure he listens to this podcast. Okay?
Oh, I'm sure he will. But yeah, just out of the blue, all of a sudden it's tentacle porn. It's like, okay, I know where that came from. Okay.
Maybe we were separated at birth or something.
Something.
You were saying something serious and important though, which is like creatives, we need to be able to take feedback, you know,
completely lost it at tentacle porn. I'm sorry.
You said and then I followed it by tentacle porn.
Always precedes tentacle porn. Everybody knows that in the world.
In Turkish means pussy. And when I lived there, I had a really super fast tangent. Means pussy, sick means dick. So I'd be standing on the bus in Turkey talking in English because I was talking to an English speaker, and I'd be like, oh God, I feel kind of sick. And all the men would be like, what?
Hello there.
Yeah. Or I'd be like, someone would be like in Turkish, like, where's such and such? And I'd be like, and they'd be like, in your what? Hey, full circle, haunted pussy. Man, this is a nice clean circle.
It really is. You know, I just love how things flow from tentacle porn to sick to dick to pussy. The haunted pussy or the haunted vagina. Yeah.
And Torolf's raging, throbbing meat wand.
Meat wand, yeah. So does he do magic with that? I'm just kind of curious.
I don't know. I guess they just have some sort of like
cauldron they just beats it against or something, or I mean,
I think it's like a hot and heavy and like wet romance.
Really wet. It's
really wet. And I remember when they finish, she hears, you know, she wakes up and he's not there, and she sort of like cried to the sound of his abs galloping away. And I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I don't know about you, but my abs don't make galloping sounds. I mean, if I'm really hungry.
Yeah, maybe. There's a visual. It might be a horror book, you know, just the abs just ripping off the. God, I don't know.
Before our next podcast, I'll find the Goodreads page for you.
Do some research and send that to me, will you? Because absolutely, we'll just have to do an in-depth review.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Do you want me to also send you information on tentacle porn, since you didn't seem to be very familiar with that?
You know, I'm all about the research.
Yeah.
And I don't care what my Google history looks like. So
every morning I'd ride the train to work in Tokyo on the subway, and without fail, there would be a man, usually an old man, with hentai, Japanese porn, on his lap, just unabashedly, like flipping through the pages, kind of doing this sometimes and taking it back. And there were tentacles. I mean, like there was no shame. You can buy them at any grocery store. It was strange. Yeah. But you know, that's also the place where you can get women's panties out of like vending machines. So. Oh,
no kidding.
Yeah, truly, down certain alleys. Tokyo is beautiful, wonderful, very civilized, fantastic people, but there are places where you will find things like used panties, and like it's like a gumball machine. You stick in like the equivalent of a quarter and you turn the knob and they come out like in a little plastic like bubble. My question is, who donates them? That's my question.
I don't think there's donation. I think it's a supply and demand thing. You know, but you know, realistically, a quarter is not much to pay for, you know, dirty underwear.
Well, it was probably 250 yen, which is the equivalent of a quarter. But 250 yen sounds a lot more expensive.
It really, it really does. And it sounds like it's, you know, kind of a fetish thing, and you know, really kind of expensive, but it's a quarter.
You know, it's bad. I mean, obviously I'm not a prude person, but they had like a 6-story sex shop. It was like a small skyscraper, and it was every level was something different. And you know, it's something bad, I don't know what, when me of all people has to leave and sit on the curb outside and put her head between her knees. I highly encourage anyone and everyone to go visit Tokyo. It's a fantastic place.
And if you're a pervert or you love porn, tentacle porn especially, Tokyo's the only place to go. It's the only place to be. Crying out loud.
You haven't kicked me off your show yet, and I'm wondering what the hell is wrong with you.
There's a lot of things that hasn't really been clinically defined yet, but it is definitely, you know,
It's something.
it's something. It's undiagnosable and uncurable.
Unique and one of a kind.
That's a nice way of putting it. I feel very special. I should be riding a blue bus or something. Oh, sorry. That was probably a little too much. Anyway, as fun as this has been, it's time to bid adieu. For anybody who is still listening, and I hope you all are, but
no one's listening.
No one's listening anymore. It's just all done. We probably lost them at the tentacle horn.
But to DW Hawkins, who is still listening.
Yeah, you know, thanks, DW. We appreciate that one listener. Oh, October 27th, The Girl Who Talks to Ashes, coming out. If you haven't bought it already, buy it now. And I'll make sure this podcast gets out before your release date. So hopefully somebody listens to it and just buys it.
Thank you. And remember, there's only 10 e-copies out there. So if you don't buy it now, you'll never get to read it.
Oh my God. And it would be such a loss if you didn't, because again, quantities are limited. Buy now.
Jeff, your podcast is the greatest on the internet. I can't wait until you hit your 10 billion mark.
Right. So if I get 100, it'll be great.
You will. You're fantastic. You're so much fun. So thank you so much for having me. It was a ridiculously awesome honor, and just ridiculous.
You know what? I had a blast, and I can't wait until we get together again very soon with DW.
Sounds great.
But we have to close this up by saying this is Jeff Bacon with the DIY Writer Podcast. I appreciate greatly that you're listening to this. And if you wouldn't mind, please subscribe, follow, whatever the hell you need to do. But make this happen for all the authors that want to get out there and show you the wonderful works that they do. And again, I appreciate you just listening to me. Have a great day.